Hello, all. This is Dr. Dave Maslach talking to you about reciprocity.com. The E is written with a 3, and in this particular video, I want to talk about proofreading help for graduate students. If you don't know, I'm a professor of innovation strategy and entrepreneurship, and this is really a story about myself. So, why I'm actually pointing this out is because I was a graduate student myself. And it just happened when I was a graduate student. It was during the financial crisis, right? So I actually was supposed to be on the job market in 2009, 2010, meaning that's when I was supposed to look for academic jobs going forward. And it was really tough moment in my sort of career, it was one of those moments that sort of shake you. And I was a person that was struggling with my writing. I was really having a very difficult time writing. I try really hard, but I since discovered I have some kind of pseudo learning disabilities and stuff like that. But it was one of these things. I was really struggling with what I was doing, and I couldn't get I was looking for a particular academic job, but then I realized the reason why I couldn't get these sort of academic jobs or go to graduate school was because of this difficulty I was having with writing. So I was working really hard with that particular aspect of it. I was trying really hard, but I just couldn't sort of get these thoughts and get this kind of stuff going forward. So flash forward a couple of years, and when I was a young assistant professor, I'm now an older assistant professor, but it was maybe about 4 years ago. I was looking for some help with my own writing, so through an editor, because I had one done before and it did help me substantially. So I had my work written by an editor before, and it was really good. It really helped me sort of think through different things. So I was looking for some help to get this done, but I couldn't find anything that was necessarily legitimate. I tried to get some extra funding for that, and I couldn't do that. That's fine. I mean, a lot of institutions are that way. So I decided to actually create something. I thought to myself, I am a professor of innovation strategy and entrepreneurship, and here is this wonderful thing that was given to me. I was able to sort of study in this particular area. And I thought, why not go out and actually solve a particular problem? I was teaching a social entrepreneurship class at the time, and I thought, this would be a really cool time to solve something that the world truly needs. And it is trying to find this sort of proofreading help for graduate students out there. So there's lots of people that were like me, not just sort of master students and PhDs, but there's people all around the world that really need help with their writing. And we always say, just go get some, improve your writing. And if you improve your writing, you definitely perform a lot better in sort of graduate school, right? We just know that. It's not just about sort of writing a sheer amount of material, but it's also writing sort of clever ideas and doing things clearly. Particularly in business schools, they put a great amount of influence or emphasis on this particular thing. So I thought to myself, this is actually a really good opportunity, a problem that I can slowly solve over time. So I sought out to do that. I got a developer and I created this website, and then I was like, okay, I'm putting it out in the world, and nothing happened. I got the crickets that happen, right? So you've heard of that with a lot of websites that'll happen to, a lot of ones that we know that it's actually happened to. When they first put it out, there's just crickets, right? That's all you hear. Like all the, what's the Reddit was one that happened to. There's great stories if you listen to all of their sort of startup stories that they have, if you just find them on the internet. And then there's ones like Quora was another one that was like that. Airbnb was another one that was like that. It's only a really rare case where like a website actually takes off. And then I was like, okay, I realized that's the case. So I started actually helping out PhDs by putting out all of this YouTube material as much as I can and try to solve their problems before they actually happen. I really, truly want to help you out because the whole aspect of writing is, it's highly underrated in graduate school in terms of the importance of it, but we all really truly need it, and there's no resources. And then when graduate students get out there and they do things that are a little bit more, creative, right? So they go to gray markets, for example, what I'm going to call gray markets, these kind of shadier areas where you can get other people to write articles for you, or, that they might do just kind of shady sort of things that are out there. Then we sort of blame them for being morally wrong, when really there's no really true alternative out there in terms of helping them out. So I was like, okay, this is a moment where we can solve this problem. And if I can get people to sort of join on and to help them as much as I possibly can, we can create something that's really cool going forward. And now it's been a really journey. It's a huge journey for me. It's pretty stressful. I'm an assistant professor, meaning it's pre-tenure. Probably should have waited until I was after tenure to do anything like that. I was kind of a not so smart person, let's just say that, in terms of doing this. But I also think it's something I'm so passionate about, and something that is such an important problem to solve in this world, that I'm willing to sort of bet on it and keep moving forward with this particular thing. And it is building momentum. It's a slow process, not only on the internet, but I think some people in this sort of academic area that I'm in is starting to see that there is some value with this particular thing. There's some small amount, and it's kind of moving forward, right? And the whole game is the whole idea is to help you out as much as possible. So if there's ways that we can build this out, and this is a joint effort, right? So it's not just me. I highly recognize that with any of this kind of stuff. It's not just me, it's a joint effort. So if there's ways that you can think of sort of moving this forward, however you want to move it forward, by all means, I'm always open to suggestions and all that kind of stuff. I'm not kind of this dictator with all this kind of things, but if there's suggestions, you go onto the website, you go into reciprocity.com, and you find something that you'd like to put in there. I would try to solve that. And right now I'm currently trying to solve the fact of making it a little bit more faster in terms of the turnaround. I just finished putting in sort of a confidentiality check in there. We put in sort of comparison paper things on there, the ability to compare different papers. I'd like to put in more sort of, metrics in terms of determining how well your paper is, and sort of make sense with all that kind of stuff. If there's things that you'd like to do, or if you want to tell people, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm not sort of saying that you have to go do that. It just it'd be very helpful, because I think it would not only help this particular platform, but I think in the long run, it's one of these things, and it's something I study, or something that I've taught about for a long time, particularly in innovation, sort of literature and technology and things like that. We know that it's a joint effort. It's called network externalities. It's not one person or one thing or one technology that goes forward. It is really and truly a group effort in terms of pushing something forward. And, it's not one person, it's a whole group of people, or it's a whole movement going forward with something. And, I'm hoping I'm reaching out to you right now to, tell people about this in terms of, maybe there's other people that are doing this. Watch the YouTube videos so they get more, I don't know, mojo, I guess. Do things like that. That's very helpful in terms of going forward with this particular project, because I think it could be very helpful for a lot of people around the world. And I'm very dedicated to it. We've already spent, my wife and I, have spent a significant portion on this, and I've also spent a significant portion of my time on this. So we're very serious about moving this forward. That's all I want to talk about. And if there's things that you'd like to have in there, by all means, suggest them in the comments. I'm always, open to anything like this. This could be a really cool, fun thing that is different than what everything else is out there, and I think it can actually solve some real world problems, particularly within the research or academic game. So that's it. Take care and have a wonderful day. Oh, give me a thumbs up and do subscribe to the YouTube channel. All right, bye.